Hi guys, it's Jamie with Not Too Shabby. Today we have some fun. I'll share this cute little card. We'll color him up. You can also grab this digi on my website and follow along today. This is from our digi Let It Snow, but I altered it to do a challenge that Carrie Rhodes put out there. If you're not following Carrie Rhodes' YouTube channel, I'll have her link down below. She's got some great videos. She's very fun to watch. I enjoy her videos a lot. And she's on the digital design team. And she put out a challenge for us to use 3 Not Too Shabby digital images on the same card and also use either wet or dry embossing. And you are all invited to play along with us. Use that hashtag. I have the hashtag right here on the screen for you. Hashtag Not Too Shabby Digi Challenge. So use that hashtag when you post your card so we can all connect with one another. So I took the Let It Snow Snowman. I also took Coffee Is My Valentine digi and the large donut digi. I had the little donuts on his little branch arm, and I thought it was so cute. Then I have the coffee tucked into the snow there, and then I stamped out Let's Have Coffee, and that sentiment is from a Gerda Steiner Designs set. But this will look so cute with any of your coffee sentiments. And I just thought it was so happy and fun. It's got my favorite stuff. Snowman, coffee, sweets, birds. I think it's just so cute. So if you want this image and you don't want to fuss around with a program to put all your digital images in and move them around and stuff, I will have this available so you could just print it out and color this up. On the back I did decorate it with some coffee cups, and on the inside I lined it with some white paper. So here are the markers that I'll be using today. And this one here is R29. So we'll start with the snowman. We're going to use the BV25, 23, and BV31. So I'm going to outline the snowman with this color very sparingly, and then emphasize anywhere where I want him to look more bumpy. So in this little indentation here, I'll just emphasize a little bit more. Right there. Just give the illusion that he is not a perfectly round snowman, but he has some bumps in him. I also outlined his cheek underneath and his little smile, and then his eyes. I just went on the top of his eyes. And then I did the same under his scarf area. In between the two snowballs here, and where the shadow would fall here under his scarf. So we're going to go all the way around. I guess we could put a shadow behind this coffee mug. I think it's going to look a lot better. I didn't do that on that first card, but I'm noticing now that I didn't do it. It'll just give it a little bit more of a separation. I also did this on the snow, but we'll do the snowman first so this ink doesn't dry up too fast. And then get BV23. Now you can do the same technique with different colored markers. Just have a really dark one, a mid-tone, and a highlight color. So I'm just going to go over what I did, and it's just going to smooth out that line, blend the two colors together. And I did forget to do under his nose here. So I'm just going to put some shadow under there. Try not to make his mouth and his eyes too thick. And I'm going to round out the corners here. And I'm not pulling in the color too much. I'm basically just going over it. Because I want to leave a lot of white space because I still want the illusion of this snowman looking white. Okay, now we're going to take the BB31 and we're just going to smooth those two colors out, making it look more of a shadow. And we'll do the same for the second snowball. Make sure that the two colors are blending, so you might want to go over it a few times to get those colors to get moving. Especially the third snowball here is already starting to dry. So if you wanted to do one by one, you'll get better results that way. So now I'm gonna just blend that out with the 0 marker on the edges, and that'll just soften it. So go ahead and do that to all 3 snowballs. I'm going to fast forward right here so you don't have to watch the third one. Okay, let's go ahead and do the snow. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. We're doing the same thing. So where it dips, I'm just going to emphasize that. And then any pile that's behind the other pile, we'll put a shadow. And we'll do the same technique I'm kind of wiggling so it's a little bit bumpy, so it doesn't look like straight lines. I want the snow to look bumpy. Now I'll take the colorless blender and blend out the edges. This kind of pushes the color back into the cardstock and gives it that nice shadowed look. Okay, so we got our snow done. Now let's work on those yummy donuts. For my donuts, I like to use these 3 colors. Now you wouldn't think any of these 3 go together, but I just love the rich chocolatey color that it gives. So I use the E49 and then the E47 and then the E39. So I'm going to put the darkest right there and right here. I'm going to leave that little bump for my lighter color. Ooh, my marker is about to bloop. So if you take the cap off, you'll see the ink go back in. Something to do with pressure. Okay, so I got the darkest where I want it. Then the E47. Let's make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, now I'm gonna go over that and then just go around the whole donut. And leave the center for that lighter color, the golden, some more golden color. I'm not sure if it's really lighter, but it's got a golden look to it. So now E39. And then you just mix all these colors together. And you just get that golden brown. I colored the inside of the the donut. How did I do that? That part's supposed to be white. Okay. Alright, so let's do the bottom of the donut, E33 and E11. So I'm just going to use E33 for my darkest color here in these two little corners, and then underneath the donut, and then I want to make a little line. And then the E11, just fill in the rest here. I'm going to save some white space for E00. And just fill in the rest. Okay, so for his branches, just pick one of the browns that you already have used. E33 is good. And I just did one color for the branch. Okay, I did the bird in brown. You could do it in blue, red, whatever color, but I didn't want too many colors going on. So that's why I chose the brown. E33 we could do. So I just did some darker shading on the top of the bird. And then E11 on the bottom of the bird. And then maybe the E47, I'll do some dots, darken up the texture, and then maybe some on his tail. There. Okay, we could do his beak in a yellow. I didn't grab a yellow, so just grab any yellow color. Let's see, what do I have here? YR15. Okay, for the red, I grabbed R89, R29, R27, and R17. So we're going to use the red very sparingly, basically outlining this and then creating indentions where I want it to look more poofier. I want the hat to look more scrunched up like. So we'll do the same here with the scarf, and I'll just add little indentions. Okay, I'll do the bottom after this part here because I don't want the ink to dry too fast. Then the R29. I'm just going over the same line, but bringing the color out just a little bit more. Then we've got R27. Just bringing the color out just even more, just leaving a little bit of white space for our last color. And then R17, we can use that to just smooth everything out. See how beautiful that all blends together. And then for this one, I'm going to go behind this part of the scarf, so it looks like it's casting a shadow on there. And then these little indentions, I'm just going to emphasize that. We'll do some underneath this part here. So same process, the R29, and then work your way down. I love working with reds. I think they're easy to color with, I think. And they give such a nice blend. So now we're R27. Leaving a space for the R17. Now we'll just work all those colors together. Look at how beautiful that blends together. Okay, so now we could do the ornaments and the little heart. You could choose to shade the heart or not. I'm just going to do two colors, R29 and the R17. And the first one I didn't shade it at all, if you could see any difference. So for the ornaments, I'm going to do the R89, the darkest one, and I'm just going to highlight that, or I'm going to put the shadow around so it looks more like a rounded object. And then I'll take the R29. Then we'll work our way down. Here's R27. And R17. Now we're just going to add all of our highlights with a white jelly pen. Sometimes I do like to color and leave white space for dramatic highlights, and sometimes I just color it all in and use my white Jelly Roll pen. I guess it's just whatever I'm feeling at the time. And I forgot about the red on the cup. So I'll fast forward this because you've already seen how to do all the red. Okay, for the little heart, we did make it look like chocolate. So I used the same colors as I did on the donuts. Okay, for his nose, we're going to do YR07. I'm going to do that on the bottom. We're going to pick a lighter color for the top. Let's try YR15. Okay, and now I'm going to do some little stripes with the YR07. Just like that, to give it a little bit of texture. Okay, just going back with YR15, smooth that out a little bit. So cute. And then we'll do the top of his little poof. And I couldn't find the exact color that I used on this one, so I grabbed these. I know I thought I used V99, but then I couldn't think of what purple I used. But I grabbed BV17 and BV04. So we'll see how that comes out. And I'm just going to outline this and make it look extra poofy. So let's try that BV17. Just outlining what I already did. Okay, now BV04 for the center. Just fill that all in. We'll go back with our darkest to create some texture. And here I'm just going to do little circles to fill that in. Do want to get some on the outline here. Okay, so now I'm going to use that V99 just for some dotting on this part. Just little dots so it looks fuzzier. Just random dots. My hand's probably in the way. So let's do this angle over here. Okay, see how cute that is. I can do that on this, on the top as well, just some dots, and then we'll do some white jelly roll detail. Okay, now you can go back with the BV17 and kind of like smush those dots. So cute. So we could finish this off. Oops, we have to do the little buttons. You can just grab any dark color. You can use the V99 if you're using that already, or just get a gray. I like to leave a little white dot in the middle. And then I like to color this little ball here, the top of it, the same color as my buttons. Okay, so now for the white jelly roll pen, I just add little dots. Some big, some small, however you want to do it. It's going to look cute. And then just some little dots, not thick. Try to do a light hand. And follow your image lines. So if you see a rounded line, try to make a rounded stroke and not a straight stroke. So we'll do a little one on the ornaments here. Maybe a cute little dot here on the chocolate. Do some highlights on your mug and on your scarf. And on those donuts, do just a little highlight. And he's looking so cute, but we've got to add some glitter. So for this challenge, you have to do embossing. So what I did was I used this heat and stick powder, this embossing powder, to stick on this glitter. But you know what? I kind of like the stickles better. So I'm just going to use stickles for our demonstration. But for the challenge, do some kind of dry embossing or wet embossing. Oh, and I always do that. I smeared my jelly roll pen. Be careful when you're making your highlights. I always smear something. Okay, so for the snow, we can add where the snow would fall in between these little branches here. maybe in these branches. And then I put some on top of the donuts. And I put some on top of the buttons. On his hat rim. On top of his nose. I put some on top of his scarf here. Wherever you think some of the snow would collect. Maybe up here. And then I had to shine up the little drink, so I did put some on top of the whipped cream. And on the ornaments. There, it just gives it a little shine. It just looks so cute that way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this color along. I'll have the link down below to the Digi. I'll have the Let It Snow Snowman down below, plus this creation here. And I'll give it a fun title. If you have any fun suggestions, put it in the description box. I'd love to hear your title. So thanks guys for stopping by, and I'll catch you real soon in the next video. Bye guys!